the budget insertion turning into a contract awarded to a contractor.
Sir, did these things also happen in the 2026 budget?
Yes.
Um, as Vice Chair of the House Committee on Appropriations, what did you do about this?
By the way, yung sinasabi kong did these things happen in the 2026 budget insertions that are being hidden from the public, which I will say a bit more about later, have. And the projects have not yet been bid. Kaya baka maraming mga bid rigging ay mas-stop pa kung ma-bring to public attention ang practice na ito. Pero may isisiwalat pa ako mamaya tungkol sa mga budget insertions sa 2026.
Yes, sir.
And I I'm just saying in my own district, we're making sure walang lutuan ng bidding sa DPWH simula ngayon. Pero based on all the data that I've seen and all of the testimonies of people in the first district of Batangas, halos lahat ng mga bids ng DPWH sa aking distrito ay luto. At yun po ay tugma sa sinabi ni former Undersecretary Roberto Bernardo, at bahala na lang po kung gustong sabihin ng iba na iniimbento ko lang ito, na luto ang karamihan ng mga bidding sa DPWH, pero yan po ang aking masasabi ayon sa aking karanasan sa unang distrito ng Batangas.
Yes, sir. I reiterate my question as Vice Chair of the House Committee on Appropriations. What did you do about this?
Nagrereklamo po ako bakit hindi natin una isinasa publiko ang datos ng bawat distrito. Kaya nga ibinigay sa akin ang datos na ito. So ako po ay sinserong nagpapasalamat kay Sec Vince kasi noon hindi ito ibinibigay. Nung pumasok lang si Sec Vince, ibinigay sa akin ang datos na ito. Pero sana hindi lang ibigay sa akin, sana maisa publiko para makita ng ibang mga congressman din, kasi hindi nga buong kongreso may kopya nito. Pag makita ng ibang mga congressman ito, actually, favorable sa kanila. Makita nila all these years pala, mas maliit ang budget nila kaysa sa ibang mga distrito na mas maliit sa distrito nila. Magkakaroon talaga ng pagbabago sa sistema ng alokasyon ng budget basta may transparency kung ano ang nakukuhang budget ng bawat distrito. So my proposal is that the budget be allocated on an equation of land area and population. You can add other factors too if you want. It doesn't, my point is not what the equation should be. My point is that there should be an equation so that there is no discretion in selling of budgets. So that's what I've been advocating in Congress all this time. And I think that it has been taken into account to some extent, but more so the decrease in the CMPD and the DUPA was one progress that was achieved over the past few months, as you all know. I'm only responding to your question that as Vice Chair of APRO, that's one thing that I hope all of us in Congress can be proud of, na may konting progress naman po. Pero until we're transparent on the budget allocations, I think that there's low-hanging fruit that we can still achieve, which is why I wanted all of this to come out before the ratification of the BICAM.
Thank you, sir.
Sir? Marian from TV5. So sir, what's clear po is there's nothing irregular dun po sa mga pinost nyo, dun po sa dokumento, Cabral Files. What you're just pointing out is yung halaga po nung prioritization, ano? Yung sinasabi nyo po per district, bakit may malaki, bakit malaki yung pondo na pupunta sa kanila kahit maliit lang yung populasyon, and so on. And that's why you are lobbying.
Sigahan after the resignation. And until now, wala rin naman.
Sorry, I think there's a echo.
Yeah. That's why you're lobbying, and yun po yung pinush nyo nung kayo vice chair during the budget deliberations na dapat may equation, ano? There should be an equation. We get that. So walang irregular. What's irregular po talaga, highly irregular, is what you were saying during our last press con na meron po kayong kopya nung BICAM insertions nung 2025. And that's what what we've been asking for po, na sana isa publiko nyo na rin po. And what's stopping you sa paglalabas po nito?
Okay, several responses po. I don't want to be quoted as saying that there's nothing irregular about this budget file. but rather I want to invite the DPWH to comment and let people also draw their own conclusions. But if you ask my personal opinion, the inequitable distribution of budgets disregarding population and the needs of the people is irregular, especially when you see that there are small districts that have many times more the budgets of big districts like mine in Batangas and others in the country. I think it's highly irregular that the DPWH cannot explain why there are some districts that have 5 to 10 times the budget per capita of other districts, and why there is a correlation na nagkakataon yung distrito na may malaking budget ay distrito na maraming mga kontraktor. That in itself, in my opinion, is highly irregular. But the more irregular thing is when more details on the proponents come out. And you rightly point out that there's still more that I have yet to share on the proponents of the projects. If I can kindly note, first, as you can see, I'm posting something new every day. So I'm also working through the holidays to try and bring as much out as fast as we can. But that so there will be still more posted. But the allocable budget in itself is also irregular because the DPWH has been publicly stating that the NEP are projects of the DPWH and not proposed by congressmen. We were told not to use the word allocable during congressional budget hearings. Yusek Cabral had introduced that term to the public, and Secretary Manny Bonoan introduced the term leadership fund to the public. And apart from them, and I think Yusek Bernardo also mentioned allocables in his testimonies, the incumbent officials of the DPWH and in our hearings in Congress were all told, we're all refraining from using the word allocable. And we're all denying that congressmen have a say in the budgets in their districts in the DPWH budget. And are also denying that projects are submitted to be inserted into the NEP. And in the second part of this press con, I'm going to share some proof that projects are inserted in the NEP.
Projects are inserted in the NEP.
What's irregular is that projects are inserted into the NEP and that this is being denied when it is widely documented. And you can just ask other members of Congress and even their staff, this is what we do while the NEP is being prepared.
Yeah, I think that's proposals po ang tawag doon, not insertions, because
Let me show you the proof later. What's irregular is that they deny it. I will show it later.
Anyway, sir, so how about the budget BICAM, yung hinihingi po namin?
I will show something later in this.
Sir, will that be the BICAM budget na po ng 2025?
There's still a lot more to show po. But again, the link of the proponent to the contractor is what the ICI and the ombudsman will do when they have the files, which the DPWH already gave to them. And that's where you see the more glaring irregularities. But in my opinion, the fact that the DPWH can't explain how 3.5 trillion pesos was allocated based on a formula they claim they don't understand is irregular. The people deserve to know how that 3.5 trillion pesos was allocated. By the way, I still haven't also touched on how the 214 billion pesos of unprogrammed appropriations was allocated to DPWH projects, because those projects are supposedly priority projects. And I think you will see when we also get to that, which we don't have time for today, that even the selection of the so-called priority projects for the 214 billion pesos of unprogrammed appropriations is also irregular. So please don't interpret what I'm saying as that there's nothing irregular. I'm just inviting others to comment first. But in my opinion, the whole budget allocation of DPWH is irregular, especially because the new DPWH secretary says that he does not understand Yusek Cabral's system of allocables, and yet this is still the basis for the 2026 budget.
Marian, pwedeng sisingit lang po.
Sige. Okay lang kasi yung power of the purse, ayoko nang banggitin ko na bahala.
Sir, tanong ko lang, kasi ang dami na ring discussions eh. First, do you mean to say na yung budget data na nirelease nyo po is not enough to merit a case? Not necessarily not irregular, but not enough to merit a case? Yun po ba yun?
First of all, para malinaw, but I think you understand din naman, I have not yet uploaded everything. So, I'm uploading something more every day. When you see the proponent of a project, that is the basis for a closer legal study. But, by the way, I'm not the ombudsman. I'm a legislator, and in aid of legislation, I just want the data published so that people can ask the question, why does a Batangueño have 1/5 the budget per capita as someone in another province? So as a member of the Appropriations Committee, as a representative of my district, that to me is irregular. But the legal side of things, the ICI and the Ombudsman told me, I am citing them here, that the list of proponents on the projects in the NEP will be very useful for their investigations because there are 421, they said, ghost projects, and they don't even know who are the proponents of those ghost projects. That's why I'm sorry, but it's a big decision to publish the list of proponents of projects because this might help the ICI and Ombudsman build cases against some of my colleagues here in the House.
Sir, clarify ko na lang din. Yung allocables ba per se, illegal ba siya or irregular ba siya? Or is it more...
Yung irregular, dalawa. Una, hindi maipaliwanag bakit ang ilan napakalaki at ang ilan napakaliit. And then may mga observations ko tulad ng kung saan yung mga distrito na malaki, nagkataon maraming contractor. So yun sa akin yung irregular. Pangalawa, the fact na dinideny na may allocable. Sinasabi ng ating bagong DPWH Secretary, whom I don't blame kasi mahirap talaga na ma-discuss to dahil ang daming mga nakikinabang na sila din ang nag-approve ng budget. Sinabi niya, hindi niya alam ano yung allocable na ito. Pero ito nga yung basehan ng ating 2026 budget pa. Yung irregular sa akin din, yung dinideny nila na may ganitong sistema. At na ayaw man lang isa publiko ang datos na ito. Kaya nung nakuha ko ito nung Setyembre, hinihintay ko ang DPWH magsa publiko nito. At nung hindi nila isinapubliko, para sa mga nagtatanong bakit ngayon ko lang to ginagawa, ibinigay ko yung meron ako sa PCIJ. Ako yung source sa ilang mga ginamit nila sa kanilang file kahit na hindi sa akin ma-cite nung Nobyembre. Tapos, ngayon, sarili kong Facebook page din ang nag-upload. So, to summarize, dalawang bagay ang irregular. Yung hindi maipaliwanag bakit ang ilan malaki, ang ilan maliit ang budget na walang correlation sa population or land area or other reasonable metrics, at the fact na dinedeny may ganitong sistema at itinatago ang datos sa publiko. But yung mas irregular, pag makikita natin ang mga line-by-line details on sino ang proponent at ang connection ng bawat isa sa contractor, na sinabi ng ICI at Ombudsman, makakatulong sa kanilang mga hinahandang mga kaso ngayon.
Sir, ano na lang sir, I'll play devil's advocate na lang din kasi baka po meron, yun nga, may sumisita na po sa inyo na bakit ngayon lang nire-release. ang naiisip ko kasi sir, baka may magsabi na kung ibang congressman yan, sige, name drop ko na, kunyari, Makabayan Black ang nakakuha ng dokumento. Walang, sir, walang condition eh. I-release na nila kasi wala silang pakialam sa DPWH eh. So sir, parang, are you also parang naninimbang po kayo? Kasi baka nga mahirapan yung trabaho nyo sa Kongreso kapag talagang inaway po kayo ng ibang mga congressman.
Pwede kong banggitin ito ngayon?
Sige po sir, sige po.
Noong October 16, nag-press briefing ako tungkol sa mga contractor appointees ng DPWH na ako ay napapasalamat. A few weeks ago, inamin ni Secretary Vince Dizon at ng DPWH na tama ako. Dalawa ng mga appointees ng bagong liderato ng DPWH ay mismong contractor ng DPWH. At yung isa na nagpasok sa kanila na nag-resign una na si Yusek Ari Perez ay konektado kay Congressman Edwin Garjola at sinubukang ilapit si Congressman Garjola kay Sec Vince para makakuha ng kontrata. Anyway, yun po ang backstory. When I was giving that press briefing, may tumawag sa akin na mataas na opisyal ng DPWH on behalf of Sec Vince Dizon. At ang pinag-usapan sa telepono ay ang budget ng distrito ko. Ayoko naman na maapektuhan ang budget ng distrito ko dahil sa ginagawa ko ngayon. Pero ako po ay nagtitiwala na dahil tama naman na malaman ng publiko ang budget ng bawat distrito, the fact na tinawagan ako tungkol sa budget ng distrito ko sa gitna ng ating press con alone is proof na ang budget ay ina-allocate din for purposes other than the need of the districts. At minsan, ito nga din ay ginagamit bilang leverage over members of Congress. Pero nagtitiwala po ako na hindi maapektuhan ang budget ng distrito ko dahil sa ginawa ko ngayon.
Okay sir, thank you po.
Pero yan pong dahilan na pinatawag ako noong October 16 sa gitna ng press briefing para ipaalala sa akin ang budget ng distrito ko. But despite that, nagbigay ako ng file sa PCIJ at nilabas nila noong Nobyembre.
Sir, sorry, kakapasok ko lang po. Merong statement po si Yusek Claire Castro. Ang sabi niya, babasahin ko po sir sabi niya, why should this representation prove the alleged Cabral's files he claims to possess? He has started bragging about them, so it is his responsibility to prove their authenticity. Why should he shift his responsibility to others? We are not even aware if what he is in possession of are mere altered or fabricated documents.
Yes, I think that's from her vlog an hour ago, and I already responded to that earlier in this, which is, I'm surprised that she hasn't talked to Sec Vince based on her statements because Yusek Claire Castro will make a fool of herself because Secretary Vince and many others will confirm the authenticity of the files that I've uploaded.
Copy sir, thank you po.
Sir, you mentioned about the call last October during the press call. We were there. narinig din po namin kung ano yung mga sinasabi nyo. And ang dating po, while you were talking to that person from the high official ng DPWH, it's like parang you were challenging him about
No,
yung
yun
coming
yung
about, this was one of your transcript. I really don't know,
Yes.
quote, I really don't know who's the contractor in your team, but if you can ask them and come clean to the public, then
Yes.
that would, I think, be a sign that there is real change now in DPWH.